In December last year, a 2-year-old boy fell ill and died in a remote village in Guinea. Just days later, so did his 3-year-old sister and their pregnant mother. It was the start of the Ebola outbreak in West Africa that has since killed more than 5,000 people and infected many more. Our global health correspondent, Tulip Mazumda, has been to the remote village in Guinea's Gekedou province, where it all started. Good evening and welcome to the BBC News at 6. A children's cancer specialist who abused boys in his care has been jailed for 22 years. Miles Bradbury, who worked at Addenbrooke's Hospital in Cambridge, pleaded guilty to 25 offences against boys between the ages of 10 and 16. Some of the children have since died from their illnesses. A judge today said the 41-year-old doctor had carried out one of the worst forms of sexual abuse imaginable. Sian Lloyd is in Cambridge. Sian. London's airspace. For a time this afternoon, no planes were able to land or take off at Heathrow or Stansted, and all departures were suspended at Gatwick. London City Airport and Luton were also badly affected, and many airports across the UK reported delays. Air traffic control says the computer problems have been resolved, but tonight there are still delays and cancellations. Our correspondent Daniel Bircher has more details. Water companies in England and Wales have been ordered to cut bills by an average of 5% in real terms over the next 5 years. They'll still be allowed to add on inflation, but consumer groups have welcomed the move. Our industry correspondent John Moylan is at a water treatment plant in Berkshire. John. Now, it was a moment of humanity amidst the horror of war, the 1914 Christmas Day truce on the battlefields of the Western Front, when British and German soldiers laid down their arms and played football in no man's land. A century later, Prince William has helped to unveil a memorial to mark the event. Natalie Perks reports. Jaguars and Land Rovers worth millions of pounds. The Hergasaka was deliberately run aground when it started listing dangerously after it left port in Southampton. Salvage experts are expected to take days to decide how best to refloat it. Well, Duncan Kennedy reports from Southampton. Good evening and welcome to the BBC News at 6. The oil giant BP is cutting 300 jobs from its North Sea operations, with industry bosses and unions warning that there could be many more job cuts to come. The company is blaming falling oil prices, which have halved in recent months, and tougher market conditions. Several other companies are also struggling, and the Scottish Government is calling on Westminster to reduce taxes on the oil industry.